Good afternoon, beautiful people. Right, I've done a few videos recently on addictions, and overeating is an addiction. It's a food addiction. Coming home every night just having a glass, mine, is an addiction. And it may not necessarily be an addiction to alcohol. Mine certainly wasn't. It was an addiction to the positive intention that I gained from having that glass of wine, and that you gain from your smoking, your drinking, your gambling, your overeating. So yes, some things are a habit, and habits need to be broken. Willpower. Yeah, okay, try it. Come on. It's Christmas. You're going to overeat, you're going to smoke loads, you're going to drink to excess, you're going to gamble more, and in January you're going to quit. Just like that. Dead easy. Really? You've done it before? The year before, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that. And why do you fail? Why do you fail? Because you're so 100% behind, giving it up. Why do you fail? Do you know? Because willpower isn't the way forward. Resolving the driving force behind your addiction is the power. And it's the power to help you, the leverage you need to quit permanently. So, quitting permanently, wow, fantastic. So, if you think about it, your negative behaviour, your addiction, we know that it's wrong. Not necessarily wrong, we know that it's not good for us. Spending thousands on a gambling addiction, the money that you could use, invest in your future, as opposed to just throwing it away, we know that that's bad. We know that it's no good. We know that smoking's wrong for us. We know that it's bad for us. We know that it can kill us. We know obesity is. We know all that. And so many programs today are run on, knowing the bad and maybe working towards the positive. Nah, you don't need to do that. Yes, you need to see an end goal in sight. Of course you do. You free from your addiction. But the number one reason why so many people go back is because your bad behaviour, your addiction serves a positive intention. Once you realise that, and once you locate that positive intention, you can eradicate that problem, permanently delete that addiction, and change your life around. And it is that simple. The driving force behind every addiction is a positive intention. Locating that, replacing that with something much more positive and beneficial to your life right now will ensure that you quit like that. So, how do you find the positive intention? And what is the positive intention? Just means, what benefits do you get from smoking? Mine used to be, it's 5 minutes alone. That was my positive intention. So it's looking for what benefit do you get, because there is a benefit. That's why you keep going to it. If there wasn't a benefit, you'd quit. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? So it's about deep diving and finding the positive intention behind that negative behaviour. So how do we do that? Simple. We just take time to ourselves, find a quiet space, sit down, and it's about listening to your inside voice. And that's all you need to do, is find time. Don't force this, because you'll come up with all sorts of things. Just listen to the voice inside your head. So find yourself a quiet space. Give yourself 15, 20 minutes, half an hour maybe. And just ask yourself, what is the positive intention behind my smoking, my drinking, my gambling? And listen to what comes up. So I work with a woman who overate, and we kind of did this. So she came back with, well, actually, it makes me feel naughty, makes me feel really bad. So that's not a positive intention, is it? That's a negative intention. So we always want to find the positive intention. So ask again, okay, so what's the positive intention behind you feeling naughty or you feeling bad? Now, this may not necessarily be about her feeling naughty or bad in the moment. It may well be related to something she did as a child or something like that, but there's a link there. So I asked her what was the positive intention about her feeling naughty and feeling bad. And the next response was, it makes me feel like I'm getting my just desserts. An interesting turn of phrase there, isn't it? Just desserts. And guess what her weakness was? Desserts, sweet things. So she's getting her just desserts. Okay, so that suggests there's a guilt kind of going on there. There's something going on there. So again, it's not a positive intention that may be leading us to where the positive intention is going. So ask again. So what is the positive intention behind you getting your just desserts? Well, I'll feel better. I'll feel vindicated. So what's the positive intention behind that? I feel forgiven. I'll feel forgiven. Okay, so there was an element of guilt. She feels forgiven now. So what will that sense of forgiveness, and keep going until you get to a place where you kind of go, that's it, that's the highest positive intention. So I asked her again, what was the highest positive intention of forgiveness? And she thought about this for a while and kind of went quiet for a while. And again, sit with it. Don't rush it, just sit with it. So what she came up with was, it allows me now to move forward in my life. So I said, well, what does that feeling, or what is the positive intention about you moving forward in your life? Keep going until you can't go any further. And she thought about that and she went, well, freedom. So most people's, and I'll be honest with you, when you get back to it, is kind of freedom, love, a sense of success. But keep going. So hers was about freedom. So she was now free to shed the excess weight. And she did so successfully. We still had to work at the habits because she still had lots and lots of habits. The just desserts was one of them. So another person, it was kind of gambling addiction. And I'm working with lots of people with addictions, and gambling being one of them. So one of them was, well, asking what's the positive intention. Well, it gives me a buzz. Okay, it makes me feel excited. And if it makes me feel excited, I feel alive. And what's important about you feeling alive? And this went back to something quite traumatic in this person's life. Well, it makes me feel like I matter. So what does you feeling like I matter? What does that mean? What does that give you? Well, it makes me feel like I'm validated, I'm heard. Okay, so what's the positive intention between feeling validated and feeling heard? Well, it makes me feel that I'm loved. Okay, so here you can kind of go, well, perhaps that's the highest positive intention, but keep going just to see if we stop at I feel loved. So I asked again, okay, that's great. So what's the highest positive intention behind feeling loved? And they thought about this, kept saying, well, it's feeling loved. And they'd go back to, well, I feel like I feel validated. And when they go backwards, it's because there's still a need for them to go forward. So I feel validated. So again, what's the positive intention behind I feel loved? And then it was almost like you could see the face changing. They said, I feel whole. And straight after that, they went, I don't need to do this. Why am I throwing my money away? Oh my God. So there's a realization sometimes, like there was for me when I can just come home and have the odd glass of wine every night. As soon as I found out what the positive intention was, it was like, oh my God, bang, I can see it clearly. So once you find that positive intention, so for the woman that says she wanted to move forward in her life, she had that sense of freedom. How else could she have got that sense of freedom? So what we worked on was that sense of freedom by shedding the excess weight. How much freer is she going to feel by getting rid of all that excess baggage? Because that's what it was, excess baggage from her past in the form of weight. So we clicked into that, the freedom, excess weight, gone, bang. And that linked into her freedom. So with the person with the gambling addiction, to feel whole, how could we increase that sense of wholeness? By investing in their future, and that's what they did. So instead of throwing away their money, what they saw in life was to feel whole, and part of that linked into a sense of fulfillment as well. So what happened was that they invested their money in their future, and that sense of feeling whole was something that now that they could achieve. So whenever you're doing this, it's about finding the sense of achievement, the higher purpose or the positive purpose behind your addiction. Go on and on and on until you get to a level where you can't go much further. And you'll know that because sometimes part of you will backtrack to the things that you've said before, but just keep going. And if you backtrack, it's usually because you're struggling just to move to the next step. But once you find that positive intention, it will be a little aha moment. Okay? So once you do that, then ask yourself, how can I get that sense of wholeness, that sense of love, that sense of freedom, whatever it is, you can get it from something else. And it's vital that you find a way to replace the positive benefit you got from your addiction. So sense of freedom, weight loss, smoking, any addiction, you have an automatic sense of freedom when you let go of that, don't you? So how can you improve your life for the best? Spend your money on what you want to do. Lose that excess weight or shed that excess weight. Stop smoking, save your money, go on that holiday, get yourself a sense of freedom, buy that motorhome, whatever it is. But it's vital you find the positive intention behind your addiction or negative behaviour. Replace that with something so much more beneficial. And like I say, with some people, especially when they're in a sense of freedom, they gain that automatically, instantly, from just quitting. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I've helped hundreds of people do it too. If you need any help or support, by all means, contact me. But just have the belief that if I can do it, you can do it. If my clients can do it, then you can do it too. If one person can do it, it means everybody has the possibility to do it. And if you succeed, let me know how you've got on. Take care. Bye-bye.